think Jermell's a lot faster than Kell Brook, more defensive minded. But Kell Brook's a great fighter, but I think that Jermell's a lot better than he is. He's a lot bigger, a lot stronger, and faster, and I think that makes the difference. For me, it was a two-turn thing. So initially, I had Errol spar with Jermell to help Jermell get ready for Charles Hadley. But then when we went to England and came back from the UK, it was time for them to get each other ready, right? So regardless of whatever, Kell Brook is a great fighter, and I think he'll bring a lot to the table, but Jermell is a bigger and better, faster fighter than Kell Brook. So if you think about it, him moving up, it's a lot of big guys up there also. He's not bigger than Errol, but in his mind he is. So that's the key to it, is that Jermell helped us out, and he helped Jermell out. And that's what brothers do, and, stablemates do.
For those of you who were obviously here, didn't have the benefit of hearing the telecast, one of the things that Errol said on the telecast is that he would be going out to the UK 2 weeks early, which I thought was an interesting choice. Among other things, he'll be there for Tank's fight against Liam Walsh. But more importantly, he's there for 2 weeks of preparation. Errol, maybe you want to comment on sort of what went into that decision.
It's basically just to get adjusted. We didn't want to come, the week of the fight and then have, go the week of the fight and then be sluggish and stuff like that. So we went 2 weeks early just to get adjusted, get grounded and stay focused. So the week of the fight we'll be prepared.
Errol, what, if any, similarities, piggybacking off of what Derrick was talking about with Kell, what, if any, similarities are there between Kell and Jermell that'll help you for that fight, and in what ways, from your mouth, is he better?
Kell Brook, he's the guy who like to throw the 1-2. That's his favorite punch. That's the punch he go to, and a jab too. With Jermell Charlo, he does the same thing. He's jab first, throws the 1-2, fights from the outside, and tries to set you up. And Jermell likes to set traps too, as you can see what he did with Hadley. So it's great. It's great sparring to spar somebody that thinks in the ring that he's a taller guy, he's big, he uses his jab, uses his fundamental just like Kell Brook. So it's great experience whenever you can spar a world champion. Iron sharpen iron. So it's just great experience overall. A lot of fighters don't get to fight. Get to spar a world champion preparing for a fight. So, that's the best sparring I could get right now.
Hey, Steven, right here in the back, John Gatling, New York Fights.
Okay.
You alluded to the difficulty in negotiation with Klitschko and Joshua because of the disparity in the networks, but it got done. It seems like boxing is having a better year this year. It looks like we're outshining MMA. Can you talk about, I'm sure Errol would love to fight a Manny Pacquiao. You got Canelo coming up in a couple of weeks or whatever. Charlo would definitely look good with that. Can you talk about how possible it might be in the future to have a back-in-the-day scenario where networks didn't matter and, you could make the fights that the fans wanted to see? How possible is that now?
Well, to be completely candid, I do think it's easier now because there's really one network that is committed to the sport. If we look at the output, the resources, the commitment to the sport, there's no question that Showtime is putting far more into the sport than any other network. So the reality is, I think, where the important fights are happening are on Showtime. I think the fighters see that, the managers see that. I think you guys as the media see that. But having said that, when the opportunity comes up, we've stepped back many, many times for the benefit of the sport. Daniel Jacobs is a guy who has fought on Showtime, many, many times. Daniel called me. It was one Saturday morning. I remembered early, and I knew as soon as I saw his number on my phone what he would be calling about. And we had a conversation. And him taking the Golovkin fight, that's never something that I would stand in the way. And it was absolutely clear that because of Golovkin's contractual situation, that fight could only happen, at the other network. So, yes, we believe
That what really did it happen on pay-per-view.
True, true. The replay happened on the other network. Right? So, there has to be the right balance. Of course, we want every good fight on Showtime, and I think that's what we've been delivering. But at the same time, it is incumbent upon all of us in the sport to not let things like that get in the way of the right fight at the right time. And we were able to avoid that as well with Joshua Klitschko.
Well, Well, Billy Joe Sanders now has to fight Kurt Cedes, which he didn't look too pleased about if you saw when he looked in the crowd. Excuse me. If you get a chance, check out the YouTube of the knockout because it was a sensational punch. But Kurt Cedes is now a factor in the middleweight division, and the Billy Joe Saunders fight is probably next. Yes, he did. He was in that. I mean, look, to be able to be in camp with Danny Jacobs before a fight, like for an interim title. I mean, like Errol said, to be in, iron makes iron harder. Like that. His quote's better than mine. But that's the fact.
You get the idea.
You get the idea. If you're in there with the best, that helps you. And he was in there with Danny and was in tremendous shape when he went over there. It was a relentless attack, and then in the 5th round he knocked the kid out and took the BO interim title. So he's now a factor in the middleweight division, and the middleweight division is also Danny Jacobs. Clearly, I thought Danny won the fight, but it could have gone either way. But Danny's clearly at the top of his game. Probably going to come back to this building. Probably going to come back to Showtime in his next fight. And there's a lot of exciting stuff ahead, and some of it's already scheduled, and more of it's going to be scheduled for the rest of the year.